I definitely wanted to adopt something or make a change in the way that we were doing things to get things to market more effectively and efficiently. Well, it was sort of like, the waterfall development approach. It seemed like there was a whole lot of work that had to get done up front in order to make an elongated development effort in order to produce a learning product. I like the fact that Agile concentrated on smaller chunks and incrementally rolling out different products so that your customers would get things faster. I think they're more effective now.
Yeah.
It gives us a better vision as far as what the individual work items that are going to need to be done in the future in order to support the products that we have. I can align my resources more effectively, and we're getting stuff to market much quicker. Well, the first thing the team did was, we got together and discussed, how we were going to operate on a daily basis, the fundamentals of the scrums and things like that. And then we set off to meet with all of our process partners and explain how, we were we were changing the way in which we were going to be delivering service to them, what important role that they played in it, the whole notion of prioritization and, smaller deliverables, and sort of just hit the ground running. The whole process of decomposition was more or less a learning experience, because we would know, we want to create, a learning center devoted to this particular topic, or we know that we want to support this rollout with webcasts. But in terms of actually effectively breaking down and decomposing it into work items and deliverables that could be done within a 2-week time frame, that wasn't perfect in the beginning.
Okay.
But it's something we definitely got better at. So that was a challenge we had early on.
Okay. What's the distinction between a product backlog and a sprint backlog?
Well, the product backlog is sort of the bank of things that need to get developed that get pulled into a sprint and scheduled.
Okay, all right. And are you guys, every 2 weeks, are you guys actually pulling things out of the product backlog and moving it into the sprint backlog?
Yep. Actually, when I groomed the backlog and you initially put those different items in the backlog, generally we have an idea about when they're going to need to be developed based on corporate initiatives, bandwidth, priority, things like that. So when we put them in the backlog, you can schedule it for any number of subsequent sprints. So what's good about it is when we do our sprint planning these days, I'll just go to the next sprint 26, and half of the work items are already populated for all the resources. So we have a good starting point. Obviously, we make some changes. There are always things that get pushed out and things like that, but it gives us a good starting point, and it gives you a pretty decent picture, I would say, for probably about a month out as far as how busy people are going to be.
Okay. And what about your customers, your internal customers that you're working with to develop training programs for? What's been their reaction to it?
They seem to be very happy. I mean, we meet with them constantly. Certainly at least every 2 weeks. It's more frequent than we used to in the past, and they like the idea that we're constantly, giving them output and making things available to their customers.
So if you had to say, okay, listen, here are 3 things that work really well in terms of applying Agile in a training environment, and here are a couple of things that don't work well. What are the things that work really well, and what are the things that don't work so well?
What I think works well is actually scheduling out and planning and producing, defining the work items and accomplishing them. What is a little bit difficult is we get in a position where we'll complete X amount of work items, but because of other circumstances, those things don't automatically get released. So it's possible that due to the nature of a project or essentially the will of the process partner, you might complete a number of different work items that together would comprise a larger deliverable. And due to circumstances, you're not able to release those things incrementally, and they kind of sit on the shelf for a little while other deliverables catch up before you can release it to the public.
So they've been, but if I get you right, it sounds like what you're saying is our internal customers have accepted the deliverable, but these deliverables have not been released to the external customers because of a number of reasons. Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to see things get out to the end customer still more quickly than we're doing it right now.
Okay. So on a scale of like 1 to 10, if pre-Agile we were at a 1, and now we're post-Agile, where would you say we are as an organization?
In terms of just being productive in development and things like that,
Yeah.
as an my domain, I would probably say is like a 7.
7. So we went from a 1 to
Yeah,
7.
I mean it's a significant
Agile.
improvement. But there are definitely opportunities to still improve.
Okay. Okay. Now, would you recommend other training organizations, training companies use Agile as a methodology?
I don't know if it would be uniformly a great fit. I mean, I suppose all kinds of organizations are different, but I would definitely recommend trying it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks, dude.
All right.
All right.